A very good evening to you all and welcome to another edition of Business Digest. As always on this show, we explore the growth and development of businesses here in Rwanda. Sponsored by Bank of Kigali and brought to you by Rwanda Television, let's have a look at what's coming up on today's episode. Now, the National Agriculture Show is being held for the 14th time around here in Rwanda, giving local farmers and agricultural firms a chance to showcase their products and come up with different measures on how they can solve problems being faced in the agriculture sector here in Rwanda. Have a look. This year's Agri Show has attracted about 370 exhibitors from more than 20 countries. The event is a platform that brings together individual farmers' organizations, financial service providers, insurances, agricultural products and equipment companies, international exhibitors and other local and international agricultural agencies to exchange information, experiences and an opportunity for the development of agribusinesses. In line with this year's theme, the Agri Show presents some of technological agriculture and livestock solutions. The Kigali show has been held for 13 times and gradually developed into one of the greatest influence of agribusiness development, aiming to prosper and flourish business and technology transfer in agriculture while focusing on participation, exchange, forum, making trade talks, scientific and agricultural commercial exchange activities.
This is the second time we are exhibiting in the National Agri Show in Rwanda, and the experience has been actually very motivating because a lot of farmers are looking for solutions to the sustainable management of their pests and of course weeds. And so there have been a lot of visits to this stand, people inquiring about how they can access the seeds that we use, particularly in the push-pull system, so that they can also access the technology for the management of their cereal pests, particularly the stem borers and fall armyworm. Okay, so like you see, the eastern part of Rwanda is heavily infested with the striga, and there is the need for the technology, the push-pull strategy, to be used in especially the eastern part, which is heavily infested with striga, and there is high risk of spread of the striga weed because one striga plant is capable of producing over 20,000 true copies viable, which can remain viable in the soil for over 15 years. So the more we do not manage, the more we continue having these without managing it, then the more it spreads even to other parts of the country. And push-pull system is very effective in the management of striga, in the sense that the desmodium that we intercrop with the maize produces two sets of chemicals, which we call root exudates. The first set encourages massive germination of the striga seeds in the soil, but the second set does not allow it to attach itself to the food crop, so it does not feed, so they die. So there is encouragement of mass germination of the striga seed, but then they end up dying, so there are no more seeds that are returned to the soil. Rwanda needs the push-pull technology in the management of striga.
I expect to improve our products by using by our citizens like Rwandese. So I expect to make this in well way by teaching our popular how to use these products and their values. Yeah.
This National Agriculture Show, we consider it like one of the tools of extension. Extension is to bring a message to a wide audience, that is our farmers, the agriculture sector. So this tool is expected to change, to bring some transformation in the agriculture sector. So those who are coming here like visitors, we are expecting them to adopt or at least to learn from their colleagues how these things are done differently. But also for the exhibitors, they can also improve themselves. So they are here, they can learn from other colleagues, or they can learn from the feedback from their visitors, and they will try to improve themselves. That is our main expectation. Yes, we can have kind of challenges in terms of organization, people having understanding the same message differently. So, but we try our best to have all of them acting in the same way, having the same instruction shared to all of them, and let's say in the last Monday, 1 week ago, and Tuesday, that is when we ask them to come and have their stands or even plots where they can establish their own tents. So some of them came like on Wednesday, the day of the opening. So that was kind of challenges, and information can be shared, but still people are acting differently.
Now, the 14th National Agriculture Show being held this year is focusing on mechanisms that will promote competitiveness of agriculture here in Rwanda. Right now, as I speak, I'm standing at the Mulindi Expo Ground in Gasabo District in Kigali. You're still watching Business Digest. We still have more to come. Do stay with us. Creativity and variety of fashion is what will spark the Kigali Fashion Week 2019. The annual fashion event will attract 16 fashion designers from different countries like Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, Uganda, Nigeria, and Rwandan designers, both locals and from the diaspora. The annual fashion gala has seen an incredible rise in ease, as a result regarded as a great platform for local fashion designers to showcase their creativity and talents. Each of the designers gets a chance to showcase their designs. According to John Bunyeshuri, the brain behind Kigali Fashion Week, there is a plan for Rwanda to set up a school of fashion to train and produce well-trained fashion designers who can push the fashion industry further. Now join me as we welcome Mr. John Bunyeshuri, the founder of Kigali Fashion Week, to give us a quick insight on what to expect from this year's Kigali Fashion Week. Thank you so much for taking the time to have this interview with us.
Thank you very much, Diane.
All right, so Kigali Fashion Week is being held for the 10th time, so the 10th edition.
Yes, ma'am.
How significant is it from the fashion weeks that were held in the recent years?
Well, I'll just give you a little background. We started 9 years ago, and we had very few designers and models. And over the years, we've grown, and we've created great models and designers, obviously. We've partnered with different countries around the world, and we've created other countries in the region as Kigali Fashion Week. The mother of all those countries are really the fashion weeks there. And we moved on further to create the international scene and to get Kigali International Fashion Week abroad in Europe, North America, and Asia. So the significance of this year is, apart from the show that we had in the 10th edition, we have the launch of the Asian part of the world, whereby we have designers and supermodels, Japanese, who will be participating in this. We have different buyers, and we have big shopping malls in Japan, Tokyo, who are ready to take up the products from Rwanda. So it's good for the country, it's good for us as an industry. So that's the significance of it.
There's been a few queries and few complaints on made in Rwanda products. People are saying that these products are a bit expensive. In your own opinion, why do you think made in Rwanda products are being expensive, and yet we put so much effort in promoting them and boosting them?
I'm going to answer this question in two parts. They're very expensive, yes, I agree with you. And the fact that they don't have the fabrics here, they have to import everything from abroad. The taxes and all that goes with it, obviously will be expensive. The moment we start creating and making the clothes, the fabrics here, obviously the prices will go down, and because then that's real made in Rwanda. Apart from what was the other question you said about? Yeah, there's quality control as well. I've had people ask me the same question. That some of the products, some designers are extremely very good. Yeah, in Rwanda, very good designers we have.
So in the future, you see the prices going down.
Yes, and the government is doing a lot of promotion to develop the fashion industry and the creative industry as a whole. I know that in the future, maybe in less than a year from now, there will be a change, and the prices will go down, and yeah.
So you mentioned a fashion academy that is going to be introduced here in Rwanda. Give us a quick brief on it and what Rwandans should expect from it.
Yes, I mentioned that Rwandans should expect a high-tech academy. We have partners who are in the fashion industry, both in Europe and Asia, in particular Japan, and we're trying to, ever since we started Fashion Week, our main aim was to build a fashion school, and it's taken years to have it to take place. But obviously we've been weaving it, trying to get the network together in people in the fashion industry abroad and get the right partners, the skilled people. And now I think it's the time. The food is ready. The kitchen, we've been cooking, now the food is ready. So we're planning in August to go to Japan with the International Fashion Week, Kigali Fashion Week internationally, and we're going to connect with some companies that maybe it's not nice to mention the companies yet because it has to be officially done, but a few companies in Japan and individuals who are raising funds for the same project. So we're planning to have that school that will not only cater for Rwanda, but is going to cater for the region, Burundi, especially the countries that we have fashion weeks that we've helped to establish, like in Uganda, in Kenya, in Burundi, Ethiopia. So it's a great deal for us as Rwandans, and it's a great deal for the region.
What kind of trainings will be held in the academy?
It will be everything from design, making clothes, and how to print, and how to decorate, and how to cut, and the technical part of the digital part where you have design and like how they do it abroad. It has to be high tech, because if you're to do it, then it has to be on a high standard. And I'm glad that we've been talking about it with so many stakeholders here. The government is one of them, and we've been promising WDA we're going to do it, and now it's the time that it has come. It's time for us to do it, and that's the main. Kigali Fashion Week, just a show on stage, is nothing without the sustainability, and the school is just one of that. We have to have the school to sustain and get more young people who want to get into fashion to design, and then Rwanda can become the fashion hub of Africa, if not the world, as an African country.
Looking forward to that.
Thank you. Me too, I'm looking forward to that.
It'll be really interesting.
Sure. As I said, we're going to establish the first fashion academy in this country and the region as well. And this year we have a great show. We have great designers, majority Rwandans. We have some internationals. We have great models from all over the world. International, they're coming. So it's the best time for them, the public, to come and see for themselves, not the hearsay. Oh, John said this. No, I might be lying, but you only prove after you see what it's all about, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right.
The World Jersey Cattle Bureau annual meeting that took place in Kigali brought together 122 participants, including around 30 leading international jersey breeders, 30 scientists and regional delegates, and around 60 Rwandan jersey experts. The main objectives of the conference are to create a forum for jersey cattle breeders from all over the world to discuss improved methods of breeding, feeding and management under varied agricultural conditions, and by the use of the jersey breed in the most constructive manner. They also discuss classification, inspection, type, milk recording, import-export regulations, value of Jersey milk in relation to other milk, among other things.
We set up 3 years ago, we set up a project funded by Jersey Overseas Aid, that's the taxpayers of Jersey Island, where I come from, in collaboration with your Ministry of Agriculture, RAB, and also Send a Cow, locally, the Rwanda Send a Cow. And really it was to take the whole project a little stage further. In fact, it's turned out a big stage further. And that's to, through the Send a Cow work, which is aligned to the Gorinka project, the one cow per poor family. We were convinced, and now your government is convinced, that the Jersey cow is the cow for that project. In fact, it's the cow for Africa, we believe, and that's what the talks going on in the regional dairy workshop are centering around. And it's not just anecdotal, we're now proving it scientifically, that genomically, etc., that the Jersey cow is the cow for Africa, particularly this part of Africa.
The Jersey is a British breed of small dairy cattle from Jersey and the largest of the Channel Islands between England and France. The Jersey cattle are relatively a small breed which are raised primarily for milk production.
The value of the project so far, as we have proved and is being shown in the presentations going on, it has raised thousands of people, thousands of families out of the insecurity of their food supply into a more secure position. and not only food security through the tremendous value of Jersey milk with its components. It's not like Frisian milk. It's a much better quality milk to consume, particularly for youngsters. Gives them better nutrition, so malnutrition is also being alleviated through drinking Jersey milk. But it goes beyond that because it also provides an income for that family. A certain amount is consumed with the household, and obviously the small calves have to have some milk as well. But beyond that, it provides an income which was never there before.
On today's segment of Market Trends, we'll be looking at Consumer Price Index of the month of May 2019. The Urban CPI will be the focus of the publication as it is the headline index for monetary policy purposes. The Urban CPI was stable on annual basis and increased by 0.9% on monthly basis. The annual average rate between May 2019 and May 2018 was 1.0%. The rural CPI decreased by 0.7% on annual basis and increased by 0.8% on monthly basis. The overall Rwanda CPI decreased by 0.8% on annual basis and increased by 0.8% on monthly basis. The urban CPI is calculated based on approximately 1,622 products in 12 urban centers of Rwanda. The urban CPI was stable in May 2018 compared to the same month of 2018. Food and non-alcoholic beverages and housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels decreased by 3.0% and 1.3% respectively, while transport increased by 3.5%. The underlying inflation rate, excluding fresh food and energy, increased by 0.3% compared to April 2019 and increased by 1.5% when compared to May 2018. The underlying inflation rate, excluding fresh food and energy, increased by 0.3% compared to April 2019 and increased by 1.5% when compared to May 2018. The annual average inflation rate between May 2019 and May 2018 is 1.0%. The annual average underlying inflation rate is 1.5%. Now that's all we had for you on today's segment. I want to thank you for joining us today. Make sure to tune in again next week, same time, same place. My name is Diana Iriza. I'll see you all next week. Make sure to keep it Rwanda TV.